In this video, I'll be going over how to download and install the tools necessary to build Rust programs. For Windows users, we'll be needing three things: RustUp, Visual Studio Code, and the MSVC C++ build tools. RustUp is a tool that manages Rust installations. It will download and set up the Rust toolchain in order to work on your system. Visual Studio Code is a development environment that's compatible with the Rust programming language. And the MSVC C++ build tools are needed to build Rust programs on Windows. Rust is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux. So if you're on Mac, you can use the Homebrew tool to install the RustUp init package, along with Visual Studio Code. If you're on Linux, you can use the curl command to download RustUp and then set it up automatically. Or you can use your package manager and see if it has the RustUp tool present. If so, you can use it to download and install the Rust toolchain. If you're on Mac or Linux and have used the package manager to install the RustUp tool, after the installation, run RustUp toolchain install stable. This will download the compiler and set it up for you. If you're on Windows, continue watching for a step-by-step tutorial on how to get everything set up on the Windows platform. So the first thing you'll want to do is open up your web browser and then navigate to rust-lang.org. Once there, you'll want to click on Install, and then click on the Download rustup-init.exe. After the executable is downloaded, open it up and it will prompt you on the installation options. In most cases, you can just proceed with the default installation, which is number 1. So just type in 1 and hit enter. After you hit enter, the Rust toolchain will be downloaded and installed. This may take a few moments. Once the installation is completed, you'll get a message indicating that Rust is now installed. Next, we'll install the Microsoft C++ build tools. You can access the build tools by clicking on the link that's on the Install Rust page, and then clicking on Download Build Tools. Once you click on Download Build Tools, the download will start automatically in a moment. After the build tools are downloaded, go ahead and open it up, and you'll be prompted with some installation options. If you've already downloaded the build tools and installed them before, go ahead and update if needed. Once the installation is complete, click on Modify. On the right, you want to make sure that the MSVC is checked and the Windows 10 SDK is checked. These are both required in order to build Rust code. If it's not checked, go ahead and check it and click Modify in the bottom right. Once installed, you can close the installer because that portion of the installation is now complete. Next, we're going to download the Visual Studio Code editor. The Visual Studio Code editor can be accessed at code.visualstudio.com. Once the page loads, just click on Download for Windows, and the download will begin momentarily. After the download completes, open up the setup file. You'll need to accept the agreement and then click Next. The installer default options work fine, but for my case, I just checked all the boxes. Once you're ready, click Next, and then click Install. Once the installation completes, we're going to uncheck the Launch Visual Studio Code checkbox because we need to either log out of our computer or restart the computer. After logging out or restarting, you can open up Visual Studio Code and go to Terminal, New Terminal. What we're going to be doing is testing to make sure that your Rust installation was completed successfully. Once the terminal opens, type in cargo init hello. You should get a message saying that there is a new binary application created. Go to File, Open Folder, click on Hello, and then click on Select Folder in the bottom right. The editor will reload. Once the editor reloads, you'll see that we have a main.rs file with some Rust code in it. Go ahead and click on Terminal, New Terminal, type in cargo run, and the program should compile and run, and you should see a message indicating Hello World. Once you see that message, you know that your Rust installation is complete and working properly, and you'll be ready to write Rust code. If there are any errors when you attempt to execute cargo run, please see the video description for possible workarounds and fixes. Otherwise, you're ready to get started.